Hello, welcome to Upcycle TV. I'm Stuart. In this video, I'm going to take this old desk that's got plaster splashed on it and old paint through the years, and I'm going to do a marble effect. So we're going to get 4 different chalk paints. We're going to pour it on, and then we're going to blow it into place to make it look like a marble top on this desk. And then later on, I'm going to restore the desk. Maybe I will paint the drawers, or I may just leave them wood and just clean them up a little bit, but I'll decide that later. In this video we're going to concentrate on the top. So as I say, it's going to be a marble effect. We're going to go for 4 different colours. So the first thing I need to do is to sand this whole top down. So as you can see, it's in a right mess. So I've got my orbital sander here. It's connected to my Festool vacuum. So when I activate this, vacuum kicks in and then off when I release. So, and it's absolutely fantastic machine. If you can afford to get one of these, they are an absolute dream. They keep the mess to a minimum. Everything gets sucked down here. Absolutely brilliant. Right, that's the table sanded. So the next step is to get it painted. There are quite a few marks and stuff on here, which you can see it's quite messy, but we're painting it anyway, so we don't need to strip it all the way back down to the raw wood. There are some felt tip marks and some old sort of really quite significant marks and stains in it, so I was a bit worried about whether that's going to show through the paint, we get any bleed through. I always say with bleed it's better to give it a coat of paint and see what happens first, and if there isn't any bleed through, then you don't need to do any more protection, because you'll soon see as soon as you do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just paint the whole thing with a white chalk paint first and just see if we get any problems with bleed through, and that will act as a nice undercoat anyway for the top marble effect that we're going to do. Okay, here we go. Got some French al fresco paint, old tin, but it's going to be fine. Yeah, it's absolutely fine in there, no problem at all. So here we go. We've got a chalk brush as well here, so I can get lots of paint on. I'm just going to fire it across like this. Okay, the base of the table is now dry. We didn't get any bleed through, so that's fantastic. And I've got 4 colours that I'm going to use. So we've got Posh Nelly from the French range. These are all chalk paints, by the way. This one is a dark grey, French again. Lady Grey, that one, just not really dark, but quite a dark grey. And then we've got Old Blue Eyes. So we're going to put a nice little bit of blue in there, sort of mid blue, and then a very dark blue from the Lazy range of French again. This one is called Hornblower. Thanks for my audience. Right, so we've got 4 cups. I'm just going to mix. I'm going to put in half a cup of paint and then like about 10% water, just to help the paint flow a little bit. And let's start pouring it on. So it doesn't matter which one we do first. Let's go for this. White and dark grey. Paint's a bit older, a little bit thicker, so I've got to spoon it out. Excellent. Right. I'm going to tip a little bit of water into each one, say about 10%, not too much, otherwise the paint will be too runny. And just mix that water in. Start with the base colour, the lighter grey. So I'm just going to pour it on. Try and get a kind of random pattern. Make sure you get all that paint out. See, this one's a little bit more runny, that's okay. I need the darker blue. So you could use a hairdryer for this, but I've got a spray gun, a Wagner paint spray gun, and I'm going to use that. I'm not using the actual paint sprayer bit, but just the air part of it. And we're just going to blow the paint around. This is it here. It's ideal for this. And we'll just switch it on, and I'm just going to blow the paint until I'm happy with it. Okay, that did not go as planned, and a word of warning, it's a bloody messy job this. Just a little warning there if you're going to do it. So I'm going to go again, and basically the paint was too thick and it wasn't distributing nicely. I think because also I had a painted underbase, it was sort of sticking to the paint as well, so it wasn't flowing as nicely. So I've got to put more water in the paint, so it's more watery. And a bit more of the lighter colour, less of the darker colours, and try and spread it out again. So look, listen, I don't mind getting things wrong here on Upcycle TV. This is the first time I've tried this technique on a big area like this. So, you know, it's a learning curve. I'm going to go again, not going to give up, it's not going to beat me. It's going to look amazing, promise you. Stay with us. Okay, here we go with the grey. Get it up to the edges as well this time. Got a bit of the dark blue. fact, much happier with the second take. It's really worked well. I found that not too much pressure with the air gun, and actually it continues to settle after you're playing with it, so it's still actually moving slightly now, and you get this really sort of natural flow and mixture of the colours. And you can add a little bit more as you're going, as you saw on video. I was adding a little bit of dark blue here and there because I felt that was working really well. And make sure that the paint is probably, for the French chalk paint, it's probably about 40% water that I added to the mixture, which seems to be about the right consistency. If I was going to do this again from scratch, it'd be much easier if I was in my full workshop, because then I'd be properly organised and have all the proper pots and electric mixers and everything to make sure the consistencies are bang on, because you have to be, so it's quite a difficult technique to master this one. But the effects now here, this is perfect. I absolutely love this. There's some areas here where the paint's a little bit wobbly, but it's good. It's definitely going to be good enough. Now, once this dries, what I'm going to do is go over it with a high gloss polyvine finish, so that it doesn't lose its shine, because marble obviously has a shine to it naturally, and then give it a good old buff over, and yes, it's going to look fantastic. In terms of the unit itself, I think I'm going to paint it in this dark blue to pick out the dark blue in the marble effect on the top. But overall, I'm really pleased, absolutely plastered in paint, but it's been good fun to do, and I'm really happy with the end result. I'm Stuart, and thanks for watching Upcycle TV.